Growing up, I lived in an abusive household. We went to church just to get out of the house, but I didn't personally go to get to know God. I knew He existed, but if we got in trouble, God was used against us. We couldn't go to church. And then, as time went by, I met a gentleman, which was my ex-husband. We got married basically to get me out of the household from the abuse. And I got a divorce 2.5 years later. I got into drugs and alcohol. And I got into it really bad. Bad enough for 2.5 years I didn't even see my child. And it wasn't until I about killed myself with Vicodin until a friend called to let me know that they felt that something was wrong and I needed to stop doing what I was doing. I sat there and cried, and with the pills still in hand, and something told me to dump them, and I flushed them. After that day, I quit everything. No drugs, no alcohol. Something kept calling me to God, but I never listened. I'd go to church, and because I felt like I was being judged, I refused to go back because I felt like, church is a place of hypocrites. And so I told myself I would never go back. Then I got a job at a nursing home and met a nice gentleman there. I was taking care of his mom, and we got to know each other and started dating, and he became a Christian. And it was a couple months later in March that I decided, it was time to ask God in my heart. He had asked me to go to Life Change Church, and I went on one Saturday and I liked it, and it was a few Saturdays later that I asked him if I could go back with him again, and after that I started going every Saturday. I just couldn't get enough, and I was shy and hid back in the corner. And then Calvin knew that I wanted to go to the women's retreat and got me to go, which loved every minute of it. And since then I've just broken out of my shell, and I serve in the nursery and volunteer to serve where I can, and at work it's a lot more positive, and I just love talking about the church and inviting everybody I can. Anytime you want to come, you're more than welcome. Life Change Church has just made me feel so welcome. Back in 2008, to be honest with you, I wish I would have died back then. I felt like I didn't have anything to live for, where now God seems to show me that I'm here to plant that seed for people to know that He's here. He will be with you no matter your ups, your downs. He's here. You just gotta let Him in. Thank you, Life Change Church, for giving. My life has been changed.